I didn't like the way the show started. They'd give me the best seat in the house, front row center.
Tonight, the city's fight against the nightmare drug Valkyr took a turn for worse as the body of
earlier today, the mayor stated that the drug Valkyr represents a clear and present danger to the entire city of New York.
Special Agent Alex Balter was found brutally slain at the construction site of the new...
Agent Balter had been shot repeatedly from point-blank range. A suspect was seen leaving the after the shots had been fired, and according to
NYPD is currently in pursuit of Max Payne, a repeated felon
believed to be armed and extremely dangerous.
Max Payne was announced at E3 in 1998, slated for a release in 99, and got a lot of attention for a sophisticated particle system and gripping story elements occasionally deadpanned in, with the tale of a hardened cop with nothing to lose, wanted for a crime he didn't commit, and out for revenge. A real standout with a graphic novel like Pages telling the story. As Scott Miller, founder of 3D Realms, recounts,
after Remedy completed Death Rally, both companies felt very positive about a continuing relationship, so we started talking about new game ideas. Remedy came to us with 3 ideas: a racing game, a free space-like space game, and a 3D game, much like Loaded by Interplay. They called this game Dark Justice, and it was a third-person game that had a top-down angle with the camera a little behind the player. We talked to Remedy about focusing on one game. Dark Justice was the one we were most interested in funding, but we wanted it changed to a true third-person game like Tomb Raider, and we wanted to develop another strong character that would be the foundation for a new gaming franchise, much like we've done with Duke Nukem. So we needed the name of the game to be the name of the character, and we needed a great memorable character name that conveyed the essence of the character. I came up with Max, but I couldn't think of a good last name. At one point, the best name we could think of was Max Heat, and we spent over $20,000 trademarking this name worldwide. But then someone from Remedy proposed Payne as the last name, and immediately we ditched Heat and spent another load of money trademarking Max to Payne. It's really a perfect name.
Sam Lake, story and scriptwriter for the game, said, "For me, the starting point was this archetype of the private eye, a hard-boiled cop. I was concerned about the contagious bad of modern film noir, and wanted a deeper, more psychological story than action games at the time. Max Payne was kind of stuck in development hell for a while, getting postponed for 2000 launch, and I'm pretty sure it didn't even drop then. I think it dropped a bit later.
If we wanted to set the game in some, say, Stacy Motel in New York, we really needed some kind of reference. We'd already set in the archives of some really nasty neighborhoods with a couple of bodyguards, and then we realized that we had all these photos. Why not use them as the basis for our textures? There were a lot of art tricks you had to do to get all these textures to work, getting all the unnecessary light information out, for example. But once we decorated part of the game, everything was like, wow, this is what we've been trying to make.
With this worked out, the team could finally get into the groove of making the game, and what had to come first was the story.
I was walking home when a car stops in front of me. 2 climb out and shout at me to stop. They proceed to ask me if I'm Max Payne. They want my autograph.
At the time Max Payne was made, cutscenes were expensive, and most of the time, didn't look that great. And for such a small team working on the game, Sam Lake pitched the idea of using graphic novel panels to tell the story, saying,
"If you think about cutscenes back then, obviously, yes, they were very, very expensive, but at the time they were also kind of very limited and quite clumsy. And we knew that we wanted to tell a more ambitious story than seen in this type of game before. It's much easier to do a very, very cool and beautiful still image than kind of all of the animation. And in a graphic novel, the reader does a lot of the work and kind of invests into it and uses his own imagination to fill in the blanks. And it worked very well. We knew that we wanted to use photos as the basis, so we were kind of setting up all the panels and taking photos. Early on we did try kind of hand painting each panel based on those photos, but that turned out to be too time consuming, and it was hard to kind of make them consistent in style. So in the end, we were using the photos and kind of adding filters and tweaking them, and that's how the final style came about.
Sam Lake was casted as the titular character, Max Payne. And as the game's development went on, pretty much everyone at the office and close friends of people at the office had a role in the game somewhere. Be it a thug or a major character. It got to the point where Lake casted his own mother to play the role of the villain, Nicole Horn. The graphic novels were all shot using photos in real life with filters applied to them to give them a hand-drawn look. James McCaffrey, voice actor for Max, narrated the cutscenes.
Everything was subjective. There were only personal apocalypses. Nothing is a cliché when it's happening to you.
Honestly, I'm not here to recap the story. Go play the damn game yourself, it's great. So, I'd rather discuss the game's themes, settings, stuff like that. Characters, you know. Cool, I mean, it's my video, I'll do whatever the fuck I want, alright? Max Payne is a bloody story of revenge, sorrow, drugs, and mowing down mobsters the same way I chuff back fat darts. The setting of New York, with a raging snowstorm upon it, being an allegory for Ragnarok, the Norse equivalent to the apocalypse. It's not the only time Remedy has injected some of Norse mythos into their games. Alan Wake 1 and 2 both heavily feature the old gods of Asgard, a fictional band played by the real band Poets of the Fall, but I digress. The snowstorm slowly gets worse as tensions rise in the story, giving the game a feeling of escalation and thrill, not knowing where the story is going to go next. The game is also not afraid to delve deep into Payne's psyche, with each of the 3 parts starting off with a nightmare segment, where you follow Payne reliving the trauma of walking in on his wife and child being murdered. The game's story is dark, and it's one of the most engrossing stories ever told in my opinion. The story is the main driving force, pushing the player to continue to see where it goes. That and the f***ing awesome gameplay. All of the music that accompanies the game fits this theme so well. I mean, listen to some of these. Max Payne is a broken man. He couldn't save his wife and baby girl. He was a cop in the NYPD, and after his wife and infant were murdered by junkies high on a new drug, Valkyr, he is left with pretty much nothing. So, he joins the DEA, and with 3 long years of nothing, he finally gets a lead in the case, saying that Jack Lapino has something to do with Valkyr. So, he goes undercover with the Punchinello crime family, and when they find out Payne's a Fed, they kill one of his only contacts in the DEA and begin sending every man they have at him. Payne being framed for his contact's murder, and now a statewide manhunt being on for him. He's got nothing to lose. He goes out for revenge, killing every single mobster in his way, and until he's killed them all. Anyway, that's all I'll talk in terms of the story, because I honestly really want you guys to just play it. The story's phenomenal, and I think a lot more of the story is better experienced if, you know, you have the experience blind. So, you know. Max Payne's gameplay was innovative to say the least. The game's main mechanic was bullet time, where at the flick of a button, you could become a fucking badass, dodging bullets while riddling others right back. Something akin to the Matrix, making you feel like a fucking action hero, much like the original Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, you've got a great butt.
This mechanic sets it apart from pretty much every action game at the time, and even now. Max Payne was John Wick before John Wick. I mean, it's kind of uncanny how similar these two characters are. They're both dudes. They both lose their wives. They both wear black. They both have nothing to lose. They're both out for revenge. I mean, come on, at least making it a little subtle, Chad.
We called him Baba Yaga.
The game was honestly a standout. All the textures just being actual photos of people and things helped the game feel unique and look damn good even now. The griminess of some places being highlighted, making you feel like you're bashing cunts in a mob boss's grimy hotel. Most of the game takes place in grubby back rooms and streets filled with snow and factories and, you know, just dirty places, which Makes the final few segments of the game, where you play in sanitized government buildings and skyscrapers, all the more interesting for a good shake-up in this game's closing act. While you're practically going down one straight path. Much like the original Half-Life, this game makes you feel like you're carving your own path. Starting off armed with only a Beretta, you slowly throughout the game are drip-fed like a fat little hamster, all the arsenal one might need. Shotguns, rifles, grenades, Molotovs. Damn, you get it all here. And fuck me, it's a bloody treat to fuck around with some of these cool weaponry while mowing down hordes of mobsters and special agents. This game can be cock-splittingly bullshit sometimes, but getting over those parts and seeing how the story plays out, it's damn fucking rewarding. This game is janky as hell though, like crazy janky. The main glitch I kept befalling was this. Now, when I was recording footage for this video, I couldn't even get past the prologue because my shit just kept getting like fucked up. I kept getting not having enough memory, even though I have I have 16 gigs of RAM, not to flex on you or anything, but you know, I have 16 gigs of RAM, and this game ran on a fucking PlayStation 2, and I can't even record it. But whatever, I just turned the graphics down a bit, so you know, all is fair in blood and poopy buttholes, I guess. Anyway, anyway, where was I? The main glitch, but overall, the main glitch I kept befalling to was this annoying as fuck one where Max just keeps getting fucking stuck on level geometry. Jesus Christ, you fucking lump. Get the fuck off the fucking wall. Fucking the wall isn't gonna bring back your dead wife or give you a new drywall baby to take care of, you fuck.
I apologize. I lost my train of thought.
This game's bloody great. In my top 5 of all fucking time. If you're on the fence about picking it up, pick it up. Oh wait, I suppose I should discuss the fucking annoying state of the game's Steam page, okay? Bear with me a sec and just let me ramble on a little bit. So, all 3 Max Paynes were on sale on Steam when Max Payne 1 and 2 were suddenly taken off. Mostly because they were jank as hell and needed work done on them. And at least I think I've honestly only really seen this shit from archived threads on Steam and Reddit. Well, I'll just take their word for it. Nobody's ever been wrong on the internet before. Right? But they were put back up, and as you can see, Max Payne has a great Steam page. A lovely, beautiful, sexy Steam page. But, as you can see, there's no add to cart option. That's because Rockstar, as brilliant as they sometimes are, forgot to set the prices in a lot of fucking countries, and unfortunately, I have a terminal case of Australian, so can't legally buy this shit here. Unless it's on the Rockstar launcher, but come on, I'm not buying any shit on the Rockstar launcher. Post-script writing here, I did check, it's not on there. They're not on there, but, because they're not made by Rockstar, they're made by Remedy, so, you know about that, obviously. But what makes this even worse is the fact that both of the game's sequels have Steam pages where you can buy them and play them on Steam legally. Why set the prices for everything in every other country for the second 2 games, but not the first one? Why did you make me do this? That's in the script. I'm supposed to say that. Why did you make me do this? You're fighting so you can watch everyone around you die. Now it's time for the final part, the final product. The game released, and it did really well critically, and with the masses. People ate this game up, with Rockstar purchasing the rights to Max Payne soon after its initial release, with Rockstar handling ports of it to the original Xbox and to the PS2. Later, the game got a, not joking about this, a fucking GBA port, a Game Boy Advance port, and where Max looks like he's running around popping blackheads. There's also a mobile version of the game, but who cares? It's just like a normal version of the game. But and obviously this game got 2 sequels. One made by Remedy, which did not sell very well. Which, honestly, I think them changing Max Payne's face model from Sam Lake to I don't know the new guy's name. I think definitely didn't do this game any favors. It's not bad. Obviously Sam Lake's just a dude. I feel like them actually getting a professional face actor, I feel like is a lot better, but I feel like everyone knew Max Payne's face to be Sam Lake's face, so I just don't think it did the game any favors. So I don't know who they is, but they decided to make a Max Payne movie with Mark fucking Ted fucking Wahlberg as Max fucking Payne. And when that didn't save the franchise, Rockstar decided to make Max Payne free independently, which I haven't played yet, but it actually looks quite good. And obviously, it's not so subtle how Alex Casey from Alan Wake is just Max Payne. I mean, even in the first game where he doesn't have a voice or face, the cover of the book just looks like the artwork for 1 and 2. And obviously, he's voiced by James McCaffrey, and Sam Lake's the face model in Alan Wake 2. And honestly, that's got me thinking, imagine if Rockstar didn't have the rights to Max Payne, and instead of Alex Casey, it was just Max Payne. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Alex Casey, he's awesome, but it'd be sick if he was just called Max Payne. And hopefully with the advent of Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes made in the same engine as Alan Wake 2, Rockstar is willing to share the IP with Remedy a bit more, you know? To conclude this shithouse of a video, Max Payne is an absolute gem. It was the first game I played by Remedy, and it has brought me down a deep rabbit hole of playing through all the Alan Wakes. I haven't finished 2 yet, but like, one, American Nightmare, like, good, really good, and in my top favorite games of all time, too. Like Max Payne. I can't wait to play Control and Quantum Break at some point. Anyway, with that, that's the end of this video. I've been really wanting to make a video like this, and Max Payne was the perfect candidate. If you've stayed this long for my rambles about a game I adore, thank you. And if you clicked off immediately, or at any point, fuck you.